In the Abrahamic tradition, the idea is that you get your salvation when you kind of end up in the realm of God and you live with God ever and ever, forever and ever, and it's all fun and happiness and all that. And we just talked about happiness. It's kind of got a bit of flattening out. So even in heaven, you go flat, you go bored. What do I do with dancing girls? Bored up. So all come with limitation. Now, samadhi is a very important thing because this is, if you like, the crux, the culmination of the process of Raj Yoga. Trying to kind of succeed in serious, not artificial, serious meditation. Majority of meditation classes you kind of talk about or hear about are superficial. That is nonsense. They just promote some kind of nonsense, saying, "Oh, you are now levitating and this and that." Don't listen to all that. Serious meditation only happens with a few great enlightened personalities. Check them out. Check their lives. Then you'll see what samadhi means. I'll give you three names because I love them: Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna, Vivekananda. They used to go to samadhi like that. So what happens when you hit samadhi? Samadhi is not living in eternal bliss, pleasure. Samadhi is something different. When you recognize your true identity, notice the body, the mind, the intellect or the ego, you rise above it. Don't spit it out, just rise above it because they appear like fluff, they fall down. Then you enter a state which is so unusual, there are no words that can use to define that particular state. But this is a state where you can, in a way, become one with your true nature. Yoga, yuja, join up with your true nature. The closest you can get to anybody is your own self, and that's what yoga is all about. So you become one-pointed and become one, recognize your true identity as what it is rather than what it appears to be, and that is called samadhi. That's the end of delusion, where you hit the jackpot. Now, this happens only in a few cases, and I'll give you some examples of how this thing kind of turns into interesting features. Now this Ramana Maharshi, recent personalities, you can check out his life story, you can get his pictures, you can get his videos. Ramana Maharshi, who lived till about 1950, used to go into samadhi like that, instantaneously, without any practice, without hearing the word Raj Yoga. He was such an interesting personality, spontaneously could go into samadhi from a very young age, from the age of I think about 17. Now, I'll tell you what happens when you go in samadhi, real samadhi. So he then decided to walk out of his house because he couldn't relate to this kind of worldly life anymore, and he somehow had attraction to Arunachal mountain in South India. So he walked towards Arunachal, first train journey, then walked, and there he found the temple, Arunachal temple. He went in the basement where they keep, normally animals or elephants sometimes go there, and it's very dirty, it's very unhygienic. He sat in the corner there and went into meditation, samadhi. Boom! I tell you what happens then. Insects, maggots that kind of live in this kind of filthy environment were kind of eating into his body. Do you think he feels anything? He's realized he's the spirit, he's not the body, the mind, the intellect, the ego. So even he doesn't go, he's hurting. The body is no longer his. He's established in samadhi where you can cut him to 1,000 pieces, he will not flinch. Because he now knows he's the spirit, not the body. He has discarded the idea he's the body. This is the true state of samadhi. So when you look at some of these personalities who actually enter samadhi, then you can get a glimpse of what is going on here. They've really risen above this kind of limited vision we have regarding who we truly are. And when you see personality like Ramana Maharshi or Ramakrishna, when he goes in samadhi, instantly, Ramakrishna was a real nuisance. You can't talk to him about spirituality or God or religion because the moment you start talking, he goes in, samadhi, and disappears. You can't talk to him. You can't interconnect with him. He had great difficulty hanging on to the ego in the body. He had to keep flying off. So, same with Vivekananda. When Vivekananda used to give lectures in America sometimes, after a wonderful grand lecture, he would go and sit in a tram. Those days, San Francisco, they had trams. You sit on the tram and go into deep meditation. Boom, disappear. The tram will go to the destination, go back, come back, and he's still sitting. And the tram driver or the conductor will come and say, "Get off now! What's going on?" I have to, somehow get him to wake up. It's not easy to wake these guys up either because they can't feel the body. But if they've got a little bit of tinkling or link with the body, then they'll jump up and say, "Okay, I know." So this is the real people who can talk about and whose real life examples is the one that will inspire all of us to think about samadhi in its true sense. Sorry, I've really gone on. I love these personalities.
Free e-learning course in Hinduism. To register, please visit www.hindu-academy.com.
Talks on Hinduism. Sponsored by People Care. Encouraging caring for the elderly in their own homes. For more information, please visit peoplecare.com.